What is a dysfluent aesthetic? First, from a stammering perspective. Patrick Campbell in Stammering Pride and Prejudice said that the stammering aesthetic is an aspect of the person you may often witness when you meet them face to face, but one which is never shown on a still photograph, and yet it is an important part of their identity. How we look when we stammer or speak disfluently is still not discussed a lot. Maybe it's because as people who stammer, we don't like how we look when we speak, how our eyes roll backwards, or how our necks twitch, or the shapes our mouths make. And why don't we like how we look when we stammer? Well, like the sound or speech side of stammering, we've been conditioned to think that how we look when we stammer is undesirable, ugly, or unpleasant to look at. But the disfluent aesthetic does not refer to just how we look. Aesthetics are to do with the beauty of things, how they look, sound, feel. Stammering pride and stammering gain contend that stammering and disfluency have value. They can offer us something. So what value or beauty can we find in disfluency? Whether that be how we speak or what we look like when we speak. What is a disfluent aesthetic from a creative perspective? We see so many qualities of disfluency in art and design. Repetitions, layering, empty or negative space. Here we can also include illegibility, confusion, muddled sounds, glitches, discomfort. These could be interpreted as negative aspects of disfluency, but I think they are what make disfluency a force of creativity. In art, we welcome cacophony and ruptures. We understand that sometimes illegibility is legible, but not in the way we expect. We can find meaning in things that at first may not carry meaning in a conventional or expected sense. If disfluency is primarily to do with communication, then we can consider how creativity relates to many forms of communication. In music, we have become used to vocalists repeating words or syllables, such as The Who's My Generation and many songs by Lady Gaga, like Poker Face and Garden of Eden. In visual art, if the artwork expresses a message, then we are accustomed to having patience with its transmission. In poetry, sentences, words, letters, and their meanings may be used in whatever way that serves the poet's creative intentions. In graphic design, we see that typography can be stretched and pulled to fill a layout in a more aesthetically pleasing way. Compulsory fluency is the social expectation that everyone will only speak fluently. But in these modes of creativity, the expectation that everyone communicates in the same way does not exist. These ruptures and unexpected happenings add texture to creativity and communication itself. Disfluency adds this same texture to speech and language. So how is stuttering art transformative? Joshua St. Pierre says that transformative belonging arises through collective resistance to the norms of fluency and communication. Art is a collective effort. Both the artists and the audience contribute to art's existence and impact. Stuttering art sets stuttering as the subject matter. Expressing and communicating the stuttering experience through art allows us to see it in a different light. It resists that stuttering is a silo and instead intersects it with other parts of our identities. Stuttering art moves stuttering out of a medical understanding and instead roots it in lived experience. It allows us as people who stammer to take ownership of our voices, to visualize, shape, or represent them in ways that feel authentic to our stuttering identities. Stuttering art enables us to replace shame with pride and loneliness with community. It allows us to express the struggle that sometimes comes with stammering and create space for support from peers to foster. Stuttering art doesn't just replace what stuttering can express, it adds to what it does express. In her article Why Stutter More, Emma Alpern says, stuttering may give us special insight into language by breaking it open and exposing its seams. If we extend language to mean communication, then dysfluency dismantles communication to show that it already exists throughout creative expression. Art that is visually, sonically, textually, and conceptually challenging is oftentimes rich in meaning. The same can be said for stuttering.